On our worksheet, problem number 1 asks us to determine the empirical formula for the compound that is 75% carbon and 25% hydrogen. If you look here to the right, I have written out rules or steps for writing the empirical formula, and so we're going to use these steps to help us with each of the problems. So the first step is we want to convert grams to moles. Now if you look here, what we're given is 75% carbon and 25% hydrogen. Well, essentially because our percents add up to 100, what we can do is just assume that we have a 100-gram sample. And so whatever our percents are, that's going to be the same number of grams in our sample. So we have 75 grams of carbon, and we have 25 grams of hydrogen. To convert each one of these to moles, if you need to, you can use your mole roadmap. If not, hopefully you've got it down by now that you know 1 mole of any substance is equal to the mass of that substance. So for carbon, 1 mole is going to be equal to 12 grams. And if we divide the 75 by 12, we get 6.25 moles of carbon. Doing the same process for hydrogen, we have 25 grams of hydrogen to start out with, and 1 mole of hydrogen is going to be equal to the mass of hydrogen, which is 1 gram. Canceling out your units and then dividing, we get 25 divided by 1 is 25, and the units that are left, moles of hydrogen. From here, we're going to look at step 2. So we've done step 1. Step 2, if decimals are present in the formula, then divide all of the numbers by the smallest number. Here's why, because this right now is what our formula looks like. We have C 6.25 and H 25. We never see formulas written this way in chemistry. Formulas must be small whole numbers. And so if when you determine your empirical formula, you get some numbers in your formula that have decimals, you're going to need to move on to step 2. And that's going to happen to you 99% of the time. So step number 2 is to take the smallest number in each formula and divide it. Divide all the numbers by that number. So if you look, obviously what's smaller is 6.25. So we're going to divide everything by 6.25. And once we do that, we end up with C1, and for H, 25 divided by 6.25 is 4, which is perfect. This is what we want. We have small whole numbers. Now typically we don't write the 1, so I'm going to simplify it even further, and now I have my correct empirical formula, CH4. If we had divided by all of these numbers and we still had decimals in our formula, from there it would be okay to round. But because we didn't, we ended up with all whole numbers, we can stop at step number 2.